One thing that you wish men understood about women.
I would say be patient. And don't, oh my gosh, don't stop trying just because you got the girl. Like, keep working to impress her.
What's one thing you wish every woman understood about men?
Yeah, I'd say, I wish you understand that a guy's gotta bust a nut, bro.
And that's the difference between a man and a woman's brain.
There is no one thing that all men must understand about women, as women are diverse individuals with unique personalities, experiences, and perspectives. In relationships, it's also important for men to understand the importance of effective communication and emotional intelligence. Ultimately, the best way for a man to understand a woman is to communicate with her directly, ask questions, and be open-minded.
Keeping all this in mind, the way that you just painted your life, what would your husband's income be?
Like 200,000 plus, 200, 250.
Probably like 100K and up.
If the average is like 50, maybe like 70 plus.
Okay.
I guess maybe like 80K.
Okay.
His income should be something close to about 160,000.
I would like to say maybe 100,000 at least. Yeah.
This is so high, but I guess you'd have to be like a millionaire.
A million? Okay. So you wanted a 32-year-old who's making 200K.
Sure.
What do you think the median income is for the age that you specified?
Like 70 maybe, 65, 70. Is it lower?
48,000.
Wow.
I would say probably like 70K maybe.
It's actually $49,000.
Wow.
Between 65 and 70 for a 30-year-old?
It's actually 45.
Oh, okay.
And you were the most realistic one so far. For a 26-year-old, what do you think the median income is?
I'm pretty sure it's closer to like 60,000.
It is $38,000.
Oh, wow.
So a 33-year-old.
I would like to say around 100K, maybe 80K. I'm not exactly sure.
It
but
is a whopping $49,000.
Oh. Oops. My brain was somewhere else.
I don't even know. Maybe 50?
Okay.
Or 60K?
For a 30-year-old, the median income is 45.
Okay.
So you were close at 50.
I want to say like 60K.
45K.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Does that shock you?
Yes, it does.
So I'm just going to put what you wanted in this little calculator here. So $1 million at 29.
I mean, I've met a few. I have met a few.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's a fraction of a percent. The top 1% of men are making 240 at 29.
Okay.
So you're about 800,000 above that.
That's why I'm single.
I'll give you this to kind of put it into perspective. So think about the smartest person from your high school, like valedictorian. They're 5 times more likely to get into Harvard than you would be to find this 1% man.
Wow.
Because there's a 5% acceptance rate at Harvard. And yours is less than 1%. So it's actually probably more than 5 times.
So I'm going to be single forever.
Every individual is unique and has their own individual preferences, values, and standards in a partner. It's important to recognize that financial status should not be the sole determining factor in a relationship and that there are many other qualities that make a person attractive, such as kindness, empathy, intelligence, and shared values. Additionally, financial status can change over time and is not a guarantee of future stability or success. Relationships built on mutual respect, trust, and mutual goals tend to be more successful and sustainable in the long run. However, basing a relationship solely on financial status is not a healthy or sustainable approach. There are many other qualities and traits that are more important in a relationship, such as trust, empathy, kindness, shared values and goals, communication, and mutual respect. Additionally, financial status can change over time and is not a guarantee of future success or stability. It's essential to focus on building relationships based on deeper connections and shared experiences, rather than superficial factors like income.
Let's talk about the top 5 ways in which men are breaking free from the constraints of a culture that has long insisted they ignore their biological makeup and relegate themselves to the role of women's domestic helpers. The greatest benefit of men striking out on their own is that they can finally live their lives as they see fit, rather than being forced to accommodate the preferences of their partners in casual or committed relationships. Let's face it, most women desire authority over their partners in every aspect of their lives, including their social circle, wardrobe, diet, and professional goals. After a man declares his love and commitment to a woman, the latter essentially becomes his sole focus. The verdict of your conviction is finalized with these 3 words. What women really want from their men is for them to be able to rely on them and trust them to make the right choices. Although men have traditionally taken the lead in relationships and made all the important choices, in today's society many women believe that decision-making power belongs to them and that a true man should defer to them at all times. Many men have been duped by the manipulation and feminization of social narratives that aim to give women autonomy in decision-making and a positive self-image. She talks a good game about equality and female empowerment, but she doesn't put anything on the table herself, making it harder for men to save money, buy what they want, and take that vacation they've always wanted. As the popularity of MGTOW has grown, so too has the amount of information available online. In addition, it has shed light on the widespread prevalence of erroneous beliefs about MGTOW. To be clear, the point of the MGTOW movement, in which men go their own way, is not to promote sexism or to argue that men shouldn't be nice to women. Its goal is to reach out to men who have been emotionally wounded by women in relationships and let them know that they are not alone. Men are socialized to believe it is their responsibility to provide for their wives and girlfriends. There is a double standard at play here because this was true a century ago when men were the breadwinners and protectors and women were content in their traditional roles as homemakers and nurturers. The current situation is that women continue to advocate for the maintenance of legislation enacted a century ago that held men responsible for providing for and caring for women. MGTOW has definitely helped bring light to the hypocrisies that men still face in today's society, even though the world has changed so much. Hopefully, this will encourage some of today's young men to face the music and embrace the power of women. In the last few years, another significant change has been the rise of male suffrage consciousness among females. Since men aren't getting the backing and support of the media or governments, they're turning to the internet and social media to voice their concerns that men are being unfairly stereotyped. While it's true that bad apples can be found in any population, it can feel especially unfair when laws are written to benefit women and disadvantage men. Think of all the divorces that involve MGTOW and online social media platforms, and the women who walk away with the assets the men have worked their entire lives to acquire. Since men can now speak freely about their perspectives, women have a better understanding of the challenges men face, and why an increasing number of men are opting to lead independent lives free of romantic partners and the complications that come with them. The fourth, more men are striking out on their own, leading to greater workplace equality. I'll explain how it works. To put it another way, if men decide they don't want to date women, they'll work harder than ever, avoid getting involved in office politics, and eventually create an environment where women can work alongside them without any resistance. Having a newer, younger generation, younger men will benefit the most from this because they will see that they, too, can find their way through the complex maze of modern dating and relationships, and that they are free to go their own way if they so choose. They won't have to start from scratch to understand men's individualism. The current generation will have done that for them. What are the positives and what are the costs for men to participate? Most importantly, the next generation will enter adulthood knowing the truth about women and the ways in which they take advantage of men for their own benefit. There will always be stories of women who cheated and lied their way into a secure financial future after their marriages ended, thanks to alimony payments, and the efforts of the man who did nothing but love and support her.